Hey guys, this is Davin with Davindeedoodles. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be working out of Cute Witches. You all knew it was coming. It's blown up the Jade Summer forums. October is quickly approaching and we need to make a dent. Now with that said, I did have a viewer ask me to do something from Kirby Rosanas, and I am going to. The only reason I didn't start today is because I'm feeling very fatigued mentally, and I just don't feel well in general. So I want to do something that's not going to be as stressful, not going to require as much thought and detail. So I decided on this. So with that said, let's crack open the book, go grab your drink of choice, which should either be tea or coffee, get your snack, get your craft, and let's get started. Put the backing paper there, and we're gonna kind of go with it and just hope for the best. So I did already, full disclosure, decide that was what I was going to do. I kind of tested some range of colors here, so I'm gonna try and stick to those as best as I can. I am gonna start with a really light color like I would normally do for my illustrations, and hope that I'm able to add more like darker tones later that aren't going to just make her look really light. Like, I hope I'm going to be able to continue what I want to do, that kind of thing, you know what I mean? So anyway, that little rant done, I would love to hear how you guys are doing. I hope you're well. I hope you're healthy and that your children are healthy, if they're going to school and all that good stuff. It just kind of sounds like a mess and really confusing. I don't know. I don't even want to get into that. I think I colored that backwards. I think these are gloves. Oh well, you know what? This is going to be her fingers. And she can be whatever I want her to be. So she's going to be a little crazy. Yeah, so I apologize. I'm really not feeling very well, and I didn't sleep much last night, so if I get rambly, that's probably why. I think I've picked up a cold of some sort. My friend, I went to visit her and drop off her daughter's baby shower gift, and her daughter had a cold a few days before I went. So I'm assuming that's what it is, but like I woke up to a couple of coughing fits last night, which, to be fair, that's not totally abnormal for me. And it's just kind of like, oh no, I just don't, like, I'm fatigued, I'm really tired, really whiny. And I didn't give myself a day off like I normally do, and I think that's part of my problem. I really need to try and get on a regimented schedule of like, my days off will be this. I need time to just mentally recuperate, and I hit a major art block this week for my weekly video because of that. Like, I just hated everything I was doing. I couldn't get the pencils to work right. Like, I couldn't draw like anything, and I wasn't happy with anything, and it was just awful. So I kind of just did like a concept video to show people some stuff that I was working on, but I wasn't happy with that either, to be honest. It was just a whole big mess. So, you know, it is what it is. And I'm sure it'll kind of work itself out. I don't have a fever, so that's the good thing. But it's just like being so tired and then being overtired on top of that is not a fun feeling. But I wanted to bring you guys something and just kind of chat. And I'm hoping it's gonna rain. Like, my phone keeps promising me it's gonna rain today, and I don't think it's going to. I think it's gonna miss us again, and that's gonna make me really mad. Because all I want is a nice rainy day. Oh, you guys, what did you do for Labor Day? I'm really curious. We went to a state park and we went hiking for the first time in forever. So I would really love to hear what you guys did. I know it's like a really big day for like pools and barbecues and beaches if you're near a beach. So if you guys were able to do that, definitely let me know. Let me know down in the comments. What did you do? Did you have a good time? Like, everybody right now especially needs to be able to just kind of breathe and kind of get out and just enjoy themselves a little bit. It's so hard to just not fall into a funk. So I really hope you guys were able to enjoy yourselves, and you know, obviously I'm sure you were safe while you were doing it, but we went hiking at the state park, which I had never been to, and I don't think he had either. And it was so much fun. There were so many people there, but we always like to stick to ourselves anyway. Like, if we do anything in a group, we are always running the opposite way to go do stuff by ourselves. That's my dog. She's sneezing. I'm sorry. So it was a lot of fun, and we did some hiking. We tested out some packs and learned very quickly that we're going to need new ones if we're going to be doing serious camping, because they were very uncomfortable. They were really old, and it was just kind of awful. But you guys, you're going to be so proud of me, okay? I am a total baby. For people that have watched my videos, I know that I sound like a broken record, but for anybody that hasn't, like, I'm a baby. I'm afraid of everything. I'm afraid of snakes, sharks, bears, alligators, like, and most of those things are not good to be afraid of if you live in Louisiana. So we were walking, and like I said, I'm scared of snakes. We were walking, and Anthony like shoots his arm out to stop me, and I'm like, you know, what's the issue? And there was a big, fat, black snake that I almost stepped on. Couldn't even see him, to be honest with you. I had no idea it was there. And he wasn't poisonous. Like, once he shot off towards the woods and kind of looked back at me offended, I could see what it was, but it was just like the movement and him like slithering away so fast that scared the crap out of me. And like, I was able to look afterwards, and I was like, okay, my heart, be still. It is not poisonous. It is just a fat black rat snake or something. And you know, he was fine, and I was able to continue the hike without a problem. And then Anthony almost stepped on one himself a little, I don't know, maybe an hour or so after that. And this was like a little bitty baby. And he was brown, like almost more of a yellowish, because he blended in perfectly with the sand. And he was, I think I Googled it, and he was like a Gulf marsh snake is what they called, or what he was called. So he was really cute too. So we're gonna darken her up. She looks pretty good, but I want to darken her up and see if I can get some more layers to get the streaks out of her face. And if not, I'm just gonna scrap this video. But I remember, you know, I was pretty proud of myself that I didn't scream. I didn't pee my pants like I normally would, you know, probably have done. Because I don't do snakes. I've been scarred from when I was a kid, and my mom like used to have to kill them because they would come in our yard. Like, I don't like snakes, period. So yeah, there's that. But we saw a whole bunch of things. There was like a bunch of like little, are they newts or some sort of gecko? It was like multicolored, so pretty. And they would live inside the trees that we would walk by, and I would try and find them without sticking my hand in there, obviously, because I am not getting bit by a snake. See, this is something that I really wish, I'm gonna have to go over her again and hope, pray that the paper holds up. I mean, this is a good thing about having a duplicate page. If I mess her up, we can always try and do that one. But it was just kind of like, I was, you know, seeing stuff everywhere. And then there was stuff that other people would just walk by and not even see, and I'm going, don't step on it! You know, sounding crazy. But it was really cool, and we had a really good time. And the worst part was, there was an area for like a boardwalk, and this boardwalk was an attraction because that's where everybody wanted to go to see the alligators. I don't like alligators. I didn't want to see an alligator. I don't think this is gonna work. I mean, I guess I could always make her gloves a different color, because it's not layering. Anyway, I do remember that very, very well. And I was like freaked out. Or I could just color her this color. I don't wanna. I wanna layer. This is why I hate Jade Summer. I want to layer my color. Hi, Fox. So we went and we hiked and we had a open fire for lunch, which probably wasn't supposed to be, but we did. We just found like a little area that had like a table, like almost like a picnic table, and we hung out there. And he has like a jet boil, which is like a little portable, oh my goodness. It's a portable campfire, basically. And we just made some food and we had our ramen because we were both really hungry and needed to replenish our electrolytes. So it was really nice though. And we're gonna do some more hiking. Find some more places in Louisiana we can go. My cat just totally made me do that. I did not want to do that. Oh well. She's evil. This girl looks evil. That's to be honest with you. She looks like she is up to some no good. What I really should do is do like a just do all this in pencil. I should have just done her base layer and then added the pencil. I'm wondering if I can fix it. Because I think these colors are just too strong for what I was trying to do with Jade Summer. See, it would even go down here. So, yeah. I will say, first time I ever went camping was with my aunt, and it was like it was actual drive-in site. And, it was fine or whatever. It was no problem. It was fun, and then, like, she just looks so... I might be able to lighten it up, though. We'll see. We'll keep going, and then we'll see what happens. I'm not going to go darker like I wanted to. I just feel like that would be a mistake if I need to do her legs. So, the first time I ever went camping was with my aunt. She took us to, like, a drive-in site for, I think it was a local state park in Florida, like Anastasia. And it was like, you know, there were RVs and stuff kind of thing. Like, there were people everywhere, so it wasn't technically camping, I guess. I don't know. And then Anthony wanted to take me in Minnesota because he had been camping before. Well, I had never been camping, not real camping, and I was scared. And so naturally the best thing to do in that situation is to take me on a 4-mile trip in the mountains. Oh, I gotta do her ear. Yeah, so do a 4-mile trip in the mountains and carrying all your water on Alice packs. Early spring in Minnesota. Up freaking mountains, okay? Mountains. And hope for the best. Okay, so early spring in Minnesota is very, very cold. For anybody that doesn't live in Minnesota, you probably wouldn't know. And yeah, so we went when it was very cold. We were camping by a river, and it was cold enough that, well, we were in a valley in the mountains by a river, early spring Minnesota. So it was cold enough in the morning. After I'd finally gone to sleep, I woke up very cold and unhappy that I actually got my butt up and I scavenged the area for every piece of birchwood, like birch bark, that I could find. And that is that's like the white brittle wood that's very, very easy to burn. Like, it catches fire like nobody's business. I found every piece I could find. I piled on toilet paper and I took a match and I just lit it, and I was like huddled by it. I didn't care if Anthony wasn't awake. I was making a fire because I was cold. It was bad. I mean, he was freezing too. And we actually didn't end up staying. Maybe we did try to stay another night because we thought it was going to be warmer. No, it was not warmer. We ended up leaving the day after that, I'm pretty sure. Because it was miserable. It was awful. And then we tried again a little later in the year. And we went to a different state park that was not straight up mountains. And when I say straight up, I mean you could stop and look straight up a set of stairs that climb the mountains. It was awful. And we had a ton of weight on our backs, so it was not fun. And so we went to a different park that wasn't like that. And this one was straight. It was like a lot of flat paths and stuff. And I'm still scared of bears, and bears are still a very real possibility in Minnesota. In fact, you're very likely to see a bear when you're in Minnesota. There was actually one in my front yard one time, so I mean, I'm not dumb. I know there's bears there. And we set up camp. This was a couple miles into the woods. You could hear the wolves calling at night. Like they were just calling to each other, having a good old time. Which was nice, except that it sounded like they were getting closer. So that did kind of scare me. And Anthony just went straight to sleep. He was totally comfortable, and I'm like, what if something comes through the tent? What if a bear comes in the tent? What am I gonna do? Because I know black bear don't generally bother people, but I also know that if a black bear is hungry or sick, it will eat people. Like, drag you out of your tent and eat you. So I'm not, I know these things happen, and I'm like thinking about that, and my dog has her like nose against the edge of the tent and she starts growling, and I'm like, oh my god, why is she doing that? And then sure enough, you can hear really heavy footsteps right outside the tent, and I'm going, I'm gonna die. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't. It wasn't happening. So it was a hot mess, and I think we may have tried one more time. Oh no, we tried recently when we were here in Louisiana. We found a national forest in Mississippi we tried to go to, and there was a whole weird thing that happened there that I was really comfortable. Like the woods felt off there, I'm not gonna lie. Like they felt really strange. But we were only a mile in, and Anthony was like really paranoid. Like he couldn't get comfortable and he couldn't fall asleep. Well, tough luck. I went to sleep because I was tired and I didn't want to, stay up all night. I wake up at like midnight and he's looking around, and I'm like, what's the matter? And he kind of looks at me and he's like, there's something out there. I'm like, it's the woods. There's a lot of things out there. And he's like, no, Davin, there is something out there. Okay, whatever. I roll over to go back to sleep. Can't go back to sleep because how serious he sounds about it. Roll back over, and he's still awake. He's just kind of looking around really scared, and this isn't like him. So I'm like, well, what happened? And he's telling me these things that he's hearing, and it's like, okay, that's not normal forest noise. Is there someone out there, like harassing us or something? And he was so scared. He knows how scared I am of snakes and stuff, right? Sorry to move you guys around, but I can't get over here. He knows how scared I am of snakes and alligators, and this is Mississippi. He was so freaked out that he actually told me to pack a bag. We're leaving the tent, we're leaving our stuff, and we're going back to the car. And it was a really good thing we were only like a mile in, because I don't think I would have otherwise. But as we were leaving, you could hear something following us out. And it sounded big, and it sounded like it was on 2 feet. So I don't know if there was someone out there, But he was really scared, and he took us to the car, and he turned, like, we left the area. We left our stuff. We left everything, and he drove to a nearby truck stop, and we slept at the truck stop. Because he was like, we're not staying there. We're not even staying in the car. And I was fine with it. Like, if he does not overreact to things. So for him to be that scared, there was a reason. I don't really want to know what it was. I don't know if he like saw something or just heard things. He told me he was hearing things. Like, he didn't hear voices or anything, but he could hear someone or something running through the woods. And he said it sounded big by the way it was crashing through the trees. And he's like, I couldn't believe you didn't wake up. I didn't hear a thing. I was dead asleep. And he said he would hear like something walking around, kind of sneaking around, creeping around the campsite. And it's like, those are red flags. If there was something there, those are really big red flags, because if it's a person, they don't have very good intentions if they're sneaking around the campsite. So anyway, that was that story. We haven't tried since, but we're going to try in October in another drive-in site where it's more populated and not quite as scary. So if anybody tries to mess with our stuff, people will see. So I'm really out of breath. I'm really feeling out of it. I'm going to take a small break. You're probably not even going to notice. I'm also going to see if I have colored pencils that are that will match the skin tone so we can fix the shadow, because that's really going to bother me. And if not, I might just start another page. But for now, I really need to get some tea or something and just kind of take a rest. Just talking has me out of breath and kind of out of it. So I'll be right back. You guys stay put. Alright, so I'm back feeling a little bit better. Needed to take a break, walk the dog after feeding her dinner. And I'm not feeling quite as out of breath, quite as tired. So hopefully this will not break my spirit. But I also did something else. Anthony came home with a bunch of puzzles from, I think it was Barnes & Noble. He's been watching a lot of Crunch Ramsay, so he thinks he's like a puzzle master. And he comes home with this thing, right? And there's 3 puzzles inside of the box, which is a puzzle, and he can't figure out how to get it undone. And he's complaining, he's like, nothing's moving, nothing's giving way, we're trying to, make it cooperate, I'm twisting on it. And eventually he kind of looks at it and he's like, oh, the bottom comes out, so we know where it comes out, but we don't know what triggers it. So you got me, and I won't do it on camera because it's really loud. I just take it and I just start like shaking the crap out of it, and the drawer just pops out. So I think I might have broken it, but he eventually got his puzzles, so I solved the hardest one of all. That was basically what I did with the rest of my day so far. So yeah, now back to her, and hopefully we haven't ruined her. I get too ambitious for these books sometimes, I think, and that sounds mean. They are good books. This one is really cute. I actually really kind of like the illustrations in it for the most part. But it's just like, for me and what I like to do, it's too much, you know what I mean? It's not that they're bad, it's just I go too heavy, I get too excited, and I just don't stop. So like, something else I noticed, I messed up on coloring her. We're gonna zoom you in, so hold on. So I zoomed in so you could see, like, here, I think the tops of her hands were supposed to be gloves. Well, I colored those like fingers because I thought they were fingerless gloves. So I'm gonna switch it around, and this part here is going to be her gloves. But then it's like, okay, so she has gloves, she has cuffs, and I thought these were sleeves, and part of me wants to make that her arm. I'm really tempted to make this like her arm and just have her have tattoos. I don't know why. I really kind of want to do it though. But what I am going to do is finish up her hair and kind of explain to you why I'm doing a gray for her hair. Oh, I did not cap this. I'm going to cry if it's dry. Please don't dry out. You're like one of my favorite colors. You guys know how I feel about my grays. So I didn't do gray for her hair because of her skin tone or anything. Like, I'm not trying to make realistic hair here. If I was trying to make realistic hair, I definitely would have chosen a different color. But what I imagine with her, and like the first thing I thought, well, let me finish this section and I'll explain. What I initially thought when I was looking at her, though, is that she was a mischievous little thing. And I'll show you why. First off, what are these? Like, what are these little things? They look like skulls to me. They look like little skull charms, like, and stuff floating around. And they look like little skull things on her stockings. So my thought was, she has a big old poofy dress that reminds me of either an onion or a pumpkin. So being that this is a witch and you know, Halloween is coming up, I want to make her somewhat Halloween themed. So she's this cute little, you know, I want to say like fairy tale princess sort of thing. Like, she would be so cute and innocent with her little teeny tiny hat and her big old poofy ball gown looking dress. Except I think she's a little Loki in disguise. I think she's the sort that if you give her a wish, she's gonna technically give you what you asked for in a really bad way. And she's got all these little skulls, and like when you grant, you know, ask for a wish and she grants it to you, she gets this little mischievous smirk, and her hair turns to smoke, and she gets all theatrical and excitable, and she just turns into a little scamp. That's my version. So this little not stressful, let's just kind of not kill myself over this picture day, is quickly becoming a bigger project than I intended. Because they always do. If it's a character being colored, it's gonna become an issue, and it's gonna become a big thing. Well, not really an issue, it's just gonna become a chore. But, you know, this might actually be fun, and I've already kind of messed her up, so it's like free license at this point, just kind of go with it. So I am going to try and give her some yellows and oranges on her dress. Her smoke is going to be more of like a purpley color, I want to say. And her hair is going to be smoky. I kind of want to have it like where her dress is like getting singed. Like the nice, innocent little, you know, pumpkin is like not, is like, you know, being charred from the inside or something. I don't know. I kind of went to a weird place with this one. Whatever. You guys enjoy it. You know you do. So I really am going to try to be more aware of what I need to save for pencil work. I am going to go over her hair in another layer because I think that will be okay. I don't think it's going to hurt doing hair in another layer. I actually don't hate her skin as much either. It is a harsh transition, but I really think if I have the right colors with the pencils, I'll be able to fix it. So I am going to do some pencil work on this, and what has me concerned is I don't want to trap you guys for like hours. So what I think I might try and do is at least lay down like the base colors, like a single coat kind of thing, and chat you up then, and kind of like, you know, keep going, but let you know if you want to see the end of the video, fast forward to this point. That way you guys can just kind of skip ahead and not listen to me ramble if you don't want. Or those of you that have bigger projects, like bigger diamond paintings or bigger coloring pages, can just kind of keep me on in the background. Because I personally really love when coloring guys have longer videos, because I'm usually doing something big and like time consuming, so I love having you guys on in the background. If you have a coloring channel, hit me up in the comments. I will check you out, because I'm always looking for someone new to watch, someone with like, you know, creative ideas. Even if you don't color, like if you have interesting things to say, I will, you know, probably listen to you and subscribe. So if you have a channel, if you're thinking about starting one, let me know. I will be more than happy to support you. Small channels need to support each other. And even, you know, big channels. If you have a big channel, I'll listen to you too, I'm sure. Like, if you have something to say and you're interesting and you're engaging, you know, I need something for background noise. And there's only so many times I can watch my ghost shows without just like falling asleep to them. In fact, I put on my ghost shows to fall asleep at this point. They help me sleep because I know them all by heart. There's nothing scary anymore. So, you know, hit me up. Let me know. If you want to do a buddy color, let me know that too. I am looking for excuses to get more active. I do have a lot going on, like on the side, but I am always willing to try something new with somebody and make friends. I'm currently at home all the time, so I'm, you know, looking to make connections and kind of make some friends here and all that. That kind of sounded a little desperate, but like I am literally home by myself all day and I go a little nuts. The only people that like keep me sane are people on YouTube or my characters when I'm writing, and they can be a little difficult. So Anthony's actually working from home. Well, no, okay, he's not working from home right now. He was working from home, so it wasn't like stressful or anything for a couple weeks because he was always home. I always had someone to talk to. And it's not like it's stressful now so much as it is just like I'm aware that I'm alone all the time. But I don't mind it. I kind of like some alone time. It's just like, you know, sometimes you get bored of yourself. So I did want to give her like dark hair here. And I want it to almost kind of look like just a darker shade of the gray, even though technically it is brown. This is actually one of those instances. I don't know if you guys, I don't remember if it was an art video or if it was a coloring video where I was talking about how my skin tones for the OHUHU markers are so useful for coloring other things as well. Like, they are just amazing. I love it. Okay, I really need to turn... Okay, I had to go close that. My husband has some TV on and it was a little loud. I don't want to... He's also talking on the phone and I feel like it's really loud because his phone doesn't have... like, he has to be on speakerphone. That's what I'm trying to say. His phone literally doesn't work unless it's on speakerphone. So I'm just trying to give her some like little details. I really kind of wanted the gray to be more like highlights. I don't know how well that's going to look, but I wanted to avoid having her hair be black. I did not want black hair, partly because I felt like that was cliche for like her skin color. Like, I don't want her to have just black hair, you know? Like, there's so many different shades of color in hair, it's not all just gonna be black. And so I really wanted to push and have other colors. So that's kind of like, even if it's smoke, like this is brown on gray and it looks really dark. It might actually look black to you guys, but it's really not. So I didn't want to be, you know, doing what is typical. I want to be outside the box. And I'm actually going to, I think with some gel pens, like for the longer extended cut, I'm going to add some embers to her hair and like kind of sprinkle those in. I think that would be a lot of fun because, you know, she is a little scamp and her hair is technically on fire. Technically. I don't know why I decided to make that story for this one, but I like it. I just feel like she's mischievous. And in this book, there are some twisted little kids. There's one, oh, I should show you. Oh, but I don't want to keep flipping. I need a color. With like the giant pumpkin image, I'm sure you guys have seen it or you've colored it. Like, why does the one little girl with the toad have a dagger in her hand? are dropping out of her hand. What was she gonna do to that toad? These are some mean little witches. I don't care what anybody says. So I almost want to make it like it's more dark out here and kind of, yeah, we're gonna do that. That makes sense to me. Yeah, I noticed that today though when I was looking at it, and I was like, why does that little girl with the toad have a dagger? What is she gonna do to that poor little frog? I won't even let my stoop cat eat frogs. Like, I'm not gonna let her, I'm not gonna color her trying to kill one. I mean, it is whatever you want it to be, I'm sure, but like, that was a little shady to me. Alright, we're just gonna... There. The problem with such dark colors is you do lose some of the details, but I'm just gonna kind of make my own. It'll be fine. And like, as I've already established, I've already messed up this page, so we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna go for it. It can't get any worse. Well, I mean, it could, but I can only make it better. So I'm really interested in starting the stream. I don't know if anybody else does that. I know there's a few people that do. And I'm really curious about their setups because I'm not sure what I would need. But I think it would be really fun to do like art streams and like coloring streams. I don't know if anybody would be interested, but I think that would be kind of cool to experiment with. And we're gonna... I think something that I would like to do with this side of the hair too is definitely maybe use a gel pen, like a white gel pen, to highlight sections of her hair. Because she's gonna... For me it's hard because I'm one of those people that really wants to follow the intended lines given to us by the illustrator. So like I really want to follow the thick lines, but I don't need to. And it's like, oh, my OCD is kicking in. I really, really want to, but I can, but I shouldn't because it's not going to look right. So that's like a... Oh well. It is what it is. It's also really hard with these markers sometimes for me to get like a proper like thinning for hairlines and stuff. Like I really to like swoosh. I think it's just me being heavy-handed. I don't think it's anything against the markers, but it is really hard for me to get some really fine details sometimes. Oh, and I'm so excited for anybody that uses OHUHU markers. Apparently they're going to be making like a big announcement soon. At least that's what they blew up my email with, was like, oh, keep an eye out for a big announcement. We're working on a big project. We've been kind of like out of the media for a while, and here's why. You're going to find out so soon. I'm like, I want to find out now, please. Please tell me it's your refillable markers. Please tell me you're finally offering refills. Please tell me you have a gray set coming out. Any of these things would be ideal. I'm not holding my breath for any of them, but it would be ideal. So I don't know, I'm just like, what do you guys think it is? Because if it's something dumb, I'm going to be really mad. I really have trouble. This is where grayscale would probably actually help me. I have trouble deciding where like shading in hair should be. And it's just always been something I've kind of struggled with. Like I have an idea where my light source is coming from, but it's still like, especially with hair as like tight as hers, where would it logically be? I really kind of want to punch a lot more color in this, but we'll see how it goes. Because like I said, I kind of wanted the gray to be more highlights than anything. But, I mean, she's really cute. She's adorable. That's why I wanted her to be mischievous. Cute things usually are trouble. Like puppies, kittens, those are all trouble. So, what is everybody else working on? Do you have a big project you're doing right now? Diamond painting seems to be like the thing right now. I've never tried it, so I can't say anything. But I'm the kind of person where I like to kind of control what my stuff looks like, so I don't know that I would enjoy it. But I know that tons of people do, and it's part of that like whole relaxation of not having to decide and just kind of going with the flow, which I do understand, like I get that. So like, you know, what do you guys think? Are you guys working on diamond paintings? Would you ever try one? I don't know that I would try one, at least not right now. Like, I'm not into that. But, you know, if you are, let me know what you think. And there's somebody else, like, I have her live stream going in the background, and she's doing, like, cross-stitching, I think. Just kind of, I haven't, is that, like, a new thing? Like, I know what it is. I know people have done it in the past, but I always thought it was, like, is that something that's becoming a trend? I don't know. I feel like my fan is being really loud. Like if you hear like something rattling around, that's actually my ceiling fan. And I don't know why. This color looks so good on top of the gray. And I really didn't know that it was going to look like this. This is my favorite accident of the day. And see, this is kind of what I was hoping to achieve more of. I'm going to have to do that over here. Because it's just so beautiful. And it just looks like a really dark, dark brown. And that's what I was hoping for. Now what's going to be unfortunate is, I don't know that I'm going to be able to get the highlights of the glowing effects that I was wanting, but that's okay. Like, I don't have to go super over the top with it. This was supposed to be kind of a relaxation piece. And the whole reason I didn't do a Kirby Rosanna's piece was because I wanted to breathe for a little bit and not, like, go nuts. I am super excited to try a Kirby piece though. I really, really want to. And I think once I get to the point where like talking so much doesn't exhaust me, I'm gonna do it. And I couldn't decide on a page either at first. And I think I finally sorted that out, that you guys might kill me once you realize what I'm doing to it. You guys might actually rise up against me. We'll have to see. So I know in my last color and chat I did a lot of complaining, and I'm really sorry. But I did get the card thing sorted out, or my husband did. I didn't really do anything. But he went back to the shop, and they actually returned it the same day because there was nothing actually wrong with it. When we had changed the battery for it, there was an issue with the battery's terminal or charge or something. Like, we knew there was like a little bit of a problem, and we had assumed that was part of the thing when we went the first time, and it was something totally different. So when we went back the second time, they're like, oh yeah, it was just this thing with your battery not connecting 100%, so we fixed it for you for free. So that was actually really nice. I was happy about that. And there was no secondary charge to look at it or anything, which was the whole reason I was like really upset. Excuse me. But I mean, it was good, and they took care of us. So it was a totally different person he dealt with the second time, so I'm assuming, you know, maybe the first girl just, I don't know. I don't know what the deal was, but we didn't have to pay extra, which is good because we didn't have extra. So her hair right here looks like a little scorpion tail. I like it though. I think my neighbors are home and they're being really loud today, so I'm sorry. It's getting like hard to talk again. Ugh. So I apologize in advance if I get a little bit quiet. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do the rest of this. Because so much of her hair technically should be dark. I'm just going to be covering up all the details at this point, which might be okay if I do most of her hair dark. I can go back with that gel pen like I was saying. Because I mean, I feel like all this should be black. Or not black, but brown. Oh boy. Let's think. We have not done very much. I'm the slowest color person in the world. So I think anything from this chunk down should definitely be shadowed. So we're gonna finally get some chunks going. I'm just like, I'm one of those people that I don't want to do too much at once. Because if I do too much, I'm afraid I can't undo it. But you know what? Like I said, we've already messed it up. So we're just gonna keep going and make it work. And I just can't get over this color combination. I am in love with this gray and this brown. I am so excited for Halloween this year, and I don't even know why. Are they technically even like doing Halloween? If you guys have kids, let me know what they're doing, because I'm pretty sure trick or treat is not allowed to happen. Like, you're not allowed to like be within 6 feet of people, so how is that gonna work? I am kind of confused on that, but I mean, people find a way to do everything. So, like, has anybody heard anything? Are they just canceling Halloween? I mean, I'm sure people will try to cancel it, but that doesn't mean they're going to be successful. I've also heard they're trying this thing with like drive-through haunted houses. I don't know if that's accurate though. I heard that on the radio, and I'm really hoping that's not true, because that would be really dumb. I just can't imagine that being scary, like, or I imagine somebody wrecking their car. Insurance fraud. I don't know. I live in New Orleans where that stuff happens, so maybe you guys don't, but it would definitely be a problem here. We're just gonna go in. I'm tired of looking at it. Do this one too. So yeah, are they even gonna do trunk or treat? Because I know that's been a big thing, and that's like really safe and all that, and that's great, but the fact of the matter is you would still be touching candy from somebody that might have COVID. So I don't know if that's, like, is that still happening? I don't know. So I definitely want this up here to be of chunky. All right. Okay. Just trying to add some contrast, which might be a little much. But I still want like a lot of this to be dark. I don't want all of it to be gray, you know? Okay. We're getting there. I think I'm gonna get rid of this here. I'm much happier with this. This is much more doable. It makes way more sense visually. I still think there's gonna be some like spots here and there that I can darken and it would make sense. But this does not offend me anymore. Originally it was just too gray. I like this. This looks good. Okay. Done. Done with the hair. Okay, we've made progress. I still don't know about the arms. I really kind of want to give her tattoos. Make her a little badass. I'm not gonna do that though. Because I feel like if a little tattooed fairy godmother came, people wouldn't trust her as much. And that's sad. Because she's probably adorable. So, I need to decide on the color of her. Well, I know I want her to be yellow. And I know I want her to have orange. I'm going to put up my skin tones because I really don't want to. Maybe I should leave them out. Just in case. I know this is going to be purple. I really don't know if those are supposed to be flowers or skulls. I think it's supposed to be kind of like skulls with a billowy ambiance around it. This is going to be purple, like shades of purple. This is going to be yellowy orange. That I know for sure. Let me pick out some colors and we'll figure it out. Alright, so I pulled some colors. I've got some yellows, a very light orange, which I might actually highlight with a darker orange because I haven't learned my lesson yet. And a purple for some accents, which is also going to be in the background here when I do a lighter purple there. So I'm going to start here so I don't forget, because I kind of want the orange, I guess, to be more of an accent so that the purple really stands out against the yellow. So I'm going to color here. Oh, that is the right color. Okay, good. And I hate using this color because it's one of the ones I don't have a replacement for. It's part of the OHUHU 72 set. And what happened is I already had the 48 set and then I bought the 72 set because I really liked them. And so like I didn't get a second marker obviously because it was only in the 72 set. But that's okay. Markers are meant to be used and not hoarded, unfortunately. So, I've been wanting to ask, because I may or may not have a marker problem. So far I only have 2, but I want more, because I really like them. And I'm wondering, like, for you guys that use alcohol markers, how many different brands do you typically have? Like, I understand people usually, like, buy different cheaper brands trying to find which ones they like, but like I don't know, I want more. I just do. I have OHUHU and I have Art and Fly, and I feel like having any more would be kind of like just hoarding them to hoard them, even though both markers have colors the other doesn't, and they, you know, they're both alcohol markers, but I love them both. They're a lot of fun, and you know, they have strengths and stuff that the other maybe has a weakness in. For instance, OHUHU is not refillable, that kind of thing. I don't know who just scratched at the door. But yeah, so I'm really curious because I know there are some people that have a lot. And like, is it just that you guys were trying to find the ones you did like? Is there a reason to have more than one set? Because I only like to really use the brush markers. I don't really care for the fine points. And I know there's tons of people that are like the complete opposite. I don't know if that's supposed to be a gap or not, but it's orange now. So I'm just really curious, like, how many do you guys have? And what have you found? Do you mix and match them a lot? Or are you just trying to use up some of the ones that maybe weren't as good quality? What are your favorite types of markers? I really like using markers. For me, it's way faster than pencil ever would be. I do not have a lot of patience for pencil, which I am actually trying to get better about. I'm actually trying to motivate myself to do some other pieces strictly in pencil. So I am trying to branch out a little bit, but it's just so time consuming. And the patience. I also nearly, like, I have Faber-Castells, like the Polychromos, which I really, really do like. They're very, very smooth. I don't have an issue. But I feel kind of bad because, like, I use my white one a lot when I do use markers to, like, blend and stuff. And it's like, this one's going to be the first to go. Then what do I do? Because I am not buying another one of those unless I get, you know, another set. I kind of feel like this cuff should also be orange. I'm going to do her shoes real quick because I want her shoes to be orange too. Her entire shoe is going to be orange. I don't care. Be orange. Okay, so yeah, I'm really curious. And like, what is your favorite art supply to use? There seems to be more and more people using watercolor, which is really cool because I love watercolor. It's just very, very finicky. So I always feel kind of bad when someone gets like discouraged or they don't understand what they did quote unquote wrong. And it's like, you didn't do anything wrong. It's just the nature of the beast. It is a pain. Oh yeah, you know what? I am going to do these orange and then I'm going to do the very tips bright purple. Because I want to. It's my picture. Alright, so got this going on. I remember when I was doing Nikki's coloring challenge, like the fire and ice like challenge, and I used this color for the fireside with the other bright orange, and I thought they would be, because when I use them on marker paper they're actually different colors. No problems. They are not different colors when you put them in this particular type of book. They're the same color. But it was okay. It was on a small enough section that it wasn't really noticeable. So it wasn't a big deal. So I feel like I do want purple accents because the purple's cute. She's cute, she's just mischievous. And this is definitely an instance where I kind of wish I used the lighter purple, but I'm glad I didn't, because if I used the lighter purple, it would blend in so bad with the other one. So yeah. And I don't understand what kind of weird magic she's doing where she needs her gloves to be on the tips of her fingers but not her palms. I also kind of want to do her skulls in purple. I might leave that. I might make the actual belt here purple. No. I'm gonna give her a bow though. Her bow can be purple. Her gem is gonna be purple, which is gonna blend in a lot with her hair, but that's okay. That's what gel pens are for. Oh, here too. She's very Halloween-y. I kind of want to make these down here purple, but that might be too much purple. We'll see. So I want... This is going to be like a darker yellow, so I think I want this and up here to be brighter yellow, and maybe down here in her hair. Okay, that is white too. I was gonna say, wait, no. No! I messed up again. But we're good. And I'm sorry if you can hear my dog. She's just chewing. She has allergies, and I need to take her to the vet to get a shot, and it's driving me kind of nuts. I feel bad because she's actually chewed off a lot of the hair on her tail, but I literally had no money for a couple days there, so I wasn't able to. So now that Anthony got paid, or he's going to be getting paid, I think I need to take her in for sure. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with her outfit. I'm really confused. Is this... that might be orange. I'm gonna make that orange. And I might actually just give her her skin tone for her arms. I mean, it's not gonna hurt anything at this point, and I kind of like the idea of it. And I have a very dark purple skin tone I could do for her tattoos. For her star, at least. Like, I don't know if this is part of her glove or not. That can be orange too. We're just gonna put orange everywhere. Yep, I decided. Oh, which, oh. I think this is her skin tone. I really hope this is her skin tone. Be her skin tone. You are good. Yay, I didn't totally mess her up. She has the weirdest little outfit there ever was, and I like it. She's so spunky. Alright, if you guys have colored this page, you should tag me on Instagram and let me see how you colored it, because I'm really curious if I'm like way off. Which I'm sure I am. But like, this outfit just totally threw me for a loop. Like, from the very second marker touched this picture, it was doomed. Okay. I do love how her... I admit it, the way her skin is growing on me. I don't care. I don't care if it's streaky. I don't care if it's a really harsh shadow. I do think I'll be able to fix that. I really do think I can. I just need to not be lazy. And I might even do it with you guys. Who knows? This video is like really long already though, so I feel bad. Like, I feel like this isn't what most people sign up for when they watch color in chats. but whatever. You're getting a little tattooed girl, and she's gonna be awesome. I really like this. I was actually going to use that for her skin tone and like the deep shadows. Excuse me. But I really like that for her tattoo also, because I had a friend that would get tattoos and they would always come out kind of purpley on her skin, just, you know, the nature of it. And like, it looked really cool though. She would get all this really bizarre stuff. So I don't know if it was like the actual tattoo artist or just like the color of her skin that kind of pigmented it, or like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I did like it though. She had some really cool tattoos. And she always had like these really awesome like hairstyles. She was hardcore. I miss her. I would not imagine her working at like a professional type of setting, but she was very, she knew what she was doing. She knew her stuff. And she was very supportive. Alright, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna really make her look jacked up for a minute. I have to keep reminding myself this is just the ugly phase of the art. You guys hear that? I don't know what's going on. That's like the third time a chopper has gone over our apartment today. That was really low though. I wonder if they're looking for someone. My husband's on like call right now and he gets a lot of notifications of like, you know, search and rescue and missing and stuff like that. So I haven't heard his phone go off, but it could just be the pilots practicing because you have to keep up with so many hours and stuff like that. So I mean, it could just be something along those lines, but alright, so I'm kind of like, I feel like maybe this should be more in the dark too, because it's more or less like that. I had to learn the hard way in one of my own art pieces that you can't be afraid to cover your work. So I'm just doing that, I guess, covering my work. Again, I'll do my best to make this look good with pencil. I think it'll be okay. We're gonna do bright pink, or pink, bright yellow. But yeah, I did have a friend and she, yeah, at one point in time I did have a friend. But I always kind of wanted a tattoo, but I never got one. I just never bit the bullet. And I guess because I am somewhat indecisive, it's like I would probably decide something I would want and then I wouldn't want it the next day, and then you can't get rid of it. And like, my parents were very old-fashioned. Well, I wouldn't say old-fashioned, I would say more traditional. Like, you know, you have beautiful skin, why would you cover it with that kind of thing? Which, you know, I understand. And especially with me, like, my weight's fluctuated a lot, and I know that affects tattoos and stuff. So it's probably a good thing I never got one, because I was very, very overweight for a really long time, and I lost a bunch of weight, so probably wouldn't look too good right now. But if any of you have tattoos, you should let me know what they are. I really like the watercolor ones. Those look really cool. And I thought about getting like maybe a memorial one, but I don't know. It's probably not the best idea. It's time to think about the positive. But yeah, so like if you have tattoos, let me know, you know, what you think, what you got. I'm really curious about that. You don't have to tell me where you got them or anything, but I know something really popular is like butterflies and things like that, and like a lot of people do get memorial tattoos, which, you know, that's awesome. But for me personally, I don't think that's a good idea. I just don't know that that would work. I get very emotional about things, so that probably wouldn't be a great idea. I'd look down and cry every 2 seconds. Yeah, we'll do this too. This video is like super long. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm not even done yet. Oh, and you know how I was saying it was supposed to rain? It drizzled while I was taking my dog for a walk. It drizzled, that was it. While I was trying to walk the dog. Like, really? Really? You couldn't have done that? Like, it was thundering, but it wasn't doing anything, so I took her, and of course, right when I opened the door, I step outside, and drizzle. It's guaranteed that if I wash my hair, it's gonna rain. That's just how it happens. I feel like her little skulls should be purple. Like on her socks here, because I almost feel like, and yes, I'm calling them skulls. I don't know what they are. If you know what they are, tell me please. But like I feel like they're little skulls, and I feel like she's kind of like summoned them off her left leg and like thrown them around in smoke and powers and all that stuff with her magic. And so like there are these purple ones charged, primed, and ready to go. I don't know what's wrong with me today, you guys. Why do you tune in for this? Why do you watch? I try to be amusing, but good lord. Alright, so this is definitely you can see all the black papers coming through there. My husband made like this really awesome, like, sorry, it's like a ground beef version of a Korean beef dish. So good. I didn't think it would be. I really didn't. But I like ate everything and I wanted more. Like, that's not usually me lately, but I was hungry and I wanted it. I think he's out there making it again because we have more beef and we didn't have any left over because we ate it all. So I think he's out there trying to make more of it. Poor dude. Though I kind of want Vietnamese, to be honest. Alright. I also kind of want to make the skulls in here like yellow. I don't know if that makes sense though. But who cares? It doesn't have to make sense. It's a witch. Maybe I should make her under thing a dark orange too. We'll see how that's gonna look. Because this is a lot of detail. No, it bled! You little jerk. I hate when these markers like do that. Do you guys have markers that do that? My desk, I should show you guys my desk, but it would make you sick because it would jump a lot, but like my desk is covered in little alcohol marker marks from where I open them, and they're juicy, I guess, and they just like spew everywhere. It's disgusting. I should clean my desk, but it looks used, so I don't want to. I at least want to get most of this done with you guys. I really hope that you did get your snacks and stuff. I hope this doesn't look too brown. She's gonna look like an onion. Shouldn't though. Should look a shade of yellow. This actually looks darker than it should. And I'm not sure why, so this might actually look brown. Has anyone else noticed that? Like, your markers change colors on these books? And I'm not talking like you have to let them dry. I'm talking like when I use other paper, it does not look this color kind of thing. Even dried. It's a little disturbing. And it bothers me because I really wanted this to look cute, and it was, and now it's like, did I mess it up? I hope not. This also might be something I can fix with pencils though. So, pencils can fix a lot of things. You just gotta want to do it. And I don't know that I do. I'm pretty sure this is a yellow and it's looking brown. And yeah, this is a little bit more of a like a brown yellow, but not this bad. But like I said, we already messed it up, so it's okay. I really like how some parts of it are coming out, so we're gonna keep working on it anyway. What do you guys think? How's your projects coming? Going well, I hope. I would really like to know also, I don't know. I couldn't sleep last night, and my neighbor, super sweet lady, like no complaints, but the building's super old, and she was like doing laps last night. I don't know what was going on. It's like 11 o'clock, which, you know, is early for some people. I get that. But like, she was like going back and forth, and I'm thinking, go to bed. At least lay in bed. Go to sleep. I can't sleep with you creaking the floorboards. That's probably the worst part about living in an apartment. It really does look brown, like, that's the worst part about living in an apartment, I think, is when it's an older building like this. The windows are really thin, so people can hear me talking right now if they're walking by. But it's just like the age of the building, the creakiness, the creepiness. There are many times that I think someone's in the apartment and they're not. But I will say, like, the maintenance people here are really good. I see them basically every month because our air conditioner leaks. And when I say it leaks, I mean it leaks into our hallway on the carpet. Because I guess like the drain pan gets clogged and starts to back up and just leak onto the ceiling, onto the floor. And it's like, I know there's mold. Like, I know there's mold, but, you know, what are you gonna do about it? They've actually told us that it was installed improperly, and I'm like, well, can you fix it? But I know they can't because we're here, so it's like, I really, yeah, I don't know. But it's funny, the difference, I guess, I don't want to say mentality, but the difference between the maintenance men when my husband answers the door and when I answer the door. If I'm alone, you know, I answer and they're nice, you know, they're very cordial or whatever, and they tell me why they're here, and, you know, I let them in and hold my dog, and not that she would do anything, she's not a mean dog, but they don't know that, and a lot of the maintenance people are actually scared of her because she's a big old, you know, she looks mean. She's not, but she looks it. And she barks a lot, so they think that she's like aggressive, but she's not. Let me shove this in here. Okay, hold on. So like one dude they'll come in and like if I'm in the back like with the dog, because Anthony's answered the door, they just immediately started on conversation, usually about my garden. But if it's me that answers and I'm holding the dog and I'm kind of waiting for them to do their thing, it's like they won't really talk to me. And it's like, I don't think it's them being rude. I think they're just not sure whether or not I'm the sort of person that wants to talk. Like, most women probably completely ignore them and just sit on their phones or something. And it's like, you can talk to me, dude. It's awkward for me too. And like, as soon as I start talking to them, they just like, oh, the most chatty people in the world. I had one dude come to fix the air conditioner once, and he stayed like over an hour fixing my air conditioner. Half the time, not even doing anything. He was just standing there talking to me and you know, doing whatever. And it's like, I don't mind. You know, as long as you fixed my air conditioner, I don't care what you do. But yeah, it's always funny to me how that happens. Like, if it's him that answers the door, immediately dive in on conversation. If it's me, they're like scared to talk. And I mean, I do know there are some people here that aren't very nice to them at all. They were doing pressure washing for the porches and stuff at one point. I'm trying to figure out where. Okay. I think that's the next section. So what do you guys think? I kind of want to make this the dark orange. Dark orange or light yellow? I think it needs to be the light yellow because this is a sash, these are gloves, this is a hat, these are shoes. It needs to be light yellow because the light yellow is going to attach to her shirt. That makes sense to me. So yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. It just amuses me. And like, there was one point. No, I'm gonna do orange just because her legs are here, and you're gonna have trouble seeing what's going on. There was one point that they were pressure washing the porches, and like, you know, that's inconvenient for me too because I had to move a bunch of plants. But I understand, you know, I get it. They're just doing their jobs, and if you're not home, which I think I was at that point, they would move them for you, and you would just have to move your stuff back when you got home and they were done. Because they would leave notices letting you know this was happening, and if you didn't do it, they're gonna do it anyway. But there was like this one lady in our apartment, this poor dude had to move her stuff, and she's out in the middle of the like common area, like it was a walkway type thing. Like, does that make sense? Like almost like a lawn walkway, yelling at him about how she didn't want him touching her personal things. And it's like, well, if you don't want him touching your personal things, you should have moved them. It's not his fault. He was told to because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. Don't yell at him because he's doing his job. And like the poor guy, he didn't say anything, but you could tell by the look on his face, like oh. And I felt bad for him. I really wanted to say something, but it's like, I'm not anymore a very confrontational person. And if I would have gotten involved in that, it really wasn't any of my business, and I would have made an ass out of myself and probably been on a YouTube video of like, you know, this person's a jerk. Look what they did. But yeah, so they do have it rough. Like, some people are not very nice to them. But I've always had really nice people. And I think it's just a matter of how you treat them. You know, if you're nice to them, they'll be pretty relaxed and nice to you. I've never had an issue with someone taking a tone or being nasty or anything like that. Though I have had one guy look at my dog and be like, "What kind of dog is that?" It's an Australian Shepherd. And he just kind of side-eyes her and it's like, "Dude, leave her alone. She has done nothing to you. She is not going to hurt you. Stop. Just stop." And what is a little bit unfortunate is like they allow pit bulls. Well, they're not supposed to allow pit bulls, but they do. So my dog has been attacked like 3 or 4 times since moving here by people that have their cute little pit bulls or their cute little German Shepherds off the leash, which you're not supposed to do. Yeah, that was fun. So now she has issues with like big dogs, but like I don't have an issue with German Shepherds or pit bulls. Like I'm not one of those people that thinks that they're inherently evil or anything. But I do have a problem with your dog if it attacks mine. So, yeah. And there was one dog especially that actually attacked her several times. And it's like, you guys seriously can't figure out how to keep her on a leash? Put your dog on a leash. It's not hard. Obviously, she's not that well behaved if you can't keep her from charging my dog. But anyway, sorry, I got a little off track. Rambly. Did I mention I'm tired? At least we're making progress in the picture though. Like, I feel like she's getting colored at least. So I was actually gonna use like a much brighter orange, but I'm kind of glad I didn't. Because I think the other orange had a lot of red in it. And I really wanted to kind of keep it yellowy, not so much of a red orange. Does that make sense? Does that actually make sense? I don't think it does. But this does look like a more pale orange. Now when I look up here, it actually does look a little bit better with the orange next to it. It doesn't look as brown as it does with the yellow here. This is a darker yellow by contrast, so that did make it look browner, but now that it's here, it actually looks like just a dark, dark orange, which I'm much more okay with. So I think I'm gonna leave, well, first thing I'm gonna do, wait, where's my stuff? I feel like I need to color this. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I'm gonna finish this part for you guys so we can call it a video. I'm gonna back out a little. And what I might actually do is just do like part of it so you can see what I'm doing. And then I'll finish it off camera because my battery is getting low. Do I want P3 or R11? What do you guys think? Are they? I can't even find R11. Where are you? Hello? Oh, there it is. Let's take a look. So I do want this to be a really light color because this is something I will go over in pencil, and the only color I have in pencil is a very dark purple. So I think I'm going to go with the P3. The P3 is not quite as faded as the R11. You probably can't really tell the difference. Yeah, the P3 looks better to me, so I'm going to do P3. It's going to give it a little bit of personality. All right. Yeah, we're just going to do it. We're gonna dive right in. I'm thinking of adding additional colors too, but I think since they would be dark, it would be able to be layered over the purple just fine. I don't think it would be an issue. But we'll see. So This little girl reminds me a lot of a character of mine. I just feel the need to rant and ramble a little. How do I want to do this? Yeah, this little girl reminds me a little bit of a character. And I'm glad I did her colors the way I did because she's gonna look a lot like her. Her name is Sita, and for those of you that are on my Instagram, my character Ben is currently like 10, 12 or something, and he's with his best friend Mick in the pictures that I have there. They get themselves in all kinds of trouble. I might just need to... We're just gonna do it. But when he gets older, I've actually got a story started for when he has Sita in his life. And she is a very, very strong character. I love her. And she's pretty much the only person that can keep him in check for a while. Because he's got a very strong personality, and he's got opinions about everything. He's one of those children's, but she is like, you will listen to me, I will be your boss kind of thing. But I mean, she's sweet about it, and I think that's why he listens to her so well, is that it's just, he's enchanted by her. So I really like her as a character, and he loves her to death. Even little bad children need a good influence. So she becomes the kind of like the light for him, kind of like shows him the way to be a good person. She knows there's good in him, even though he's a little brat. Like, he's bad. He's just straight up a bad kid. And she kind of brings out the better in him. So I'm really glad I got these colors because I'm going to use them for some pictures I'm going to do of her eventually. And it's just really cool because I need to figure out how to draw tech. Like, I need to figure out how to draw, like, mechanical parts because she has a lot of those. She's human, but she, in like their world, there's, how do I want to do this? In their world, there's, just advances in technology. So if you're injured, if you're hurt, you know, they can save you by, you know, doing things technology-wise for you. So she has some of those. And I have to figure out how to draw that because I try to draw Ben and Ben just has fake legs. And that's hard enough. So it's like, I would love to see like a little sci-fi coloring book. I've never seen something like that. Have you guys? If I wasn't using Ben for or planning maybe to do a little series with him, like a comic book or something, I would probably try and do some coloring pages, but as it is, he's not coloring book material so much as he is just a story. I would much rather read a story about Ben than color Ben. But I would be interested in like a sci-fi type of, you know, coloring page, which I don't see many of those. There's a guy on Instagram that I've seen, but I think he just does his own coloring pages. I don't think he actually has a book coming out. And if he does, I will post it because I will buy it. But I don't know. At this point, I'm just trying to kind of put some smoke behind her so you can see how it's going to butt up against the colors we've chosen, which I'm actually really happy with. Ah, wait, no. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away. I'm going to charge the camera for a while. Maybe upload some of these clips. And we'll continue with a part 2 of her pencil coloring and the detail work. Because you guys don't need to sit here and watch me like color all of this smoke, but I do have some good ideas for the rest of it. And I'm starting to have like some pain like in my back from sitting, so probably a good spot to kind of chill for a bit. Let's see. Alright, so you can see how nice it's going to look coming behind her. You can see that the orange and the yellow have a really nice contrast. I actually really like how she's looking. The skin is still a little bit jarring, but like I said, I'm pretty sure I can fix that with pencil. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to let you go here. There's going to be a part 2 to this for sure, but we got the flat part done for her skin. If you're interested in a part 2 or just a conclusion, you can check out my Instagram and watch for updates on my YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. If you did not enjoy it, leave me a comment letting me know why and what I can do to improve. I am always looking for suggestions, tips, and I promise to the person that asked for Kirby Rosanis, I am definitely going to work on that as soon as I start feeling better. This was actually not supposed to take as long as it is, and I'm kind of regretting it, but I will do Kirby Rosanis, and I have the picture all picked out. In fact, if you would like to see the picture, I'll take a break from that, let it get all streaky. I'm going to be doing Mythomorphia for my next art project, or for my next big project. And I want to do a single page since I haven't done one before, and I'm gonna do this guy. I have a couple others tagged, but I really want to do him because I have a really good idea that you guys are probably going to kill me for. But it's gonna happen, we're gonna do it, and if you're interested in seeing that, definitely subscribe, hit the bell, stay tuned. I'm gonna let you go and finish this up. I will post the straight color on Instagram, so check that out. And I will see you for part 2 when we make this look pretty. Thanks guys. See you next time.